What's going on, everybody? I'm Screwgo Joe here with DeFi Sean and Mr. Pixel, and we have another Infinaeon Friday. Guys, if you're new and you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and definitely comment down below if you're watching this afterwards. When you subscribe, notification bell, put that bad boy on all. If you have any and all questions, all you gotta do is just type in an ask at the end, near the end of the live stream. We'll ask about any questions and let us know what you have on top of your mind, what you're thinking about, or any critiques that you like us to see maybe improve on. So definitely make sure to do that near the end of the live stream. If you're on Twitter, hit the follow button and be notified whenever we do have these live streams.
What's up, everyone? Glad to be back. Man, I can't believe it's Friday again. Where did this week go, bro? I mean, it just flew by. And, just a quick shout out to the community. Actually, everybody's been in there rallying hard. And I know it's been a kind of a slightly quieter week, but it ain't been that way behind the scenes, that's for sure. I'm sure Sean will be filling us in on that anyway.
Yeah, for sure. So I know it does feel like we just did Moon Monday. So we did kind of have a little bit quieter week as far as spaces go. This has actually been one of the busier weeks behind the scenes. Everyone knows I kind of hate using that word because you hear that all too often in crypto, working behind the scenes. But no, all honesty, we've been doing different deals with marketing partners and just establishing everything that we need to just push Infinaeon forward. And of course, don't forget, like Joe said, go ahead and share this space on Twitter, on YouTube, get it as far as possible. We're already up to 45 viewers, and 250, I think, was our all-time high, roughly. I don't look at the count the whole time, but 250 was about the highest that I saw it. So, yeah, go ahead, invite everyone. Let me see, start getting my screen shared. I usually have this pulled up.
Hell yeah, it's Friday again. All right.
Gotta love Infinaeon Fridays. You know, I'm really enjoying Moon Mondays as well. Having the whole crew here, I really like having everyone present. So yeah, Moon Mondays becoming a really cool time too on top of Infinaeon Friday. And there's a couple of things that I mainly want to touch on. I'm going to kind of hop back to the website to talk a little bit later, let some people roll in. I know we're getting tons of new listeners. So we're going to kind of come back to the Infinaeon website here in a little bit. Same thing for Lunar Pump. We're going to come back here in a little bit. And of course, the Lunar Pump social app. If you're not on there, get your account created. Go ahead and talk all things crypto. First piece of news, a lot of people know about it. Infinaeon has officially gotten that gold standard. So when you come over on Twitter, you'll see we have this nice little gold check mark right here, which does a couple things. It enhances branding credibility. You can go ahead and have affiliate links, like all of us and the founders are going to go ahead and have affiliate links. You're going to have priority support, which actually I started doing that today. I know there's a lot of fake accounts for Infinaeon on Twitter. So I actually, being that we have our gold checkmark now, I've been reporting them to get them officially taken down. So give me a few days because it's not just a click of a button, but we should go ahead and have all of those accounts taken down so that no one has to worry about that. But just remember, if you're on Twitter and anyone's communicating with you and you don't see this little gold check mark right here, don't interact with it. Delete the message. It's not us. And again, we're not going to randomly message you ever, especially on Twitter. So you get a random message, even if you're looking for help, it's not going to be us. So just keep that in mind. It also increases visibility. Whenever you go ahead and post stuff, you can get a lot clearer stuff, which I don't even think that you saw that. But yeah, we officially have that gold check mark. So super excited about that. We also probably will eventually end up getting one for the Lunar Pump Twitter account as well, because moving forward, obviously Lunar Pump, a big deal. ICO, I know I've been saying it for a while now, but it really is getting closer and closer. Sol is going to be getting closer and closer. So getting super excited for all of that. Also, just to reiterate, for people that weren't here on Moon Monday, we have the wallet, the Infinaeon wallet, live on the Google Play Store. I already know when iOS, know that question's coming, no doubt. Again, I wish I wish I can give an ETA. Yep. I will literally know 24 hours before you. Once we get approved, then we'll have about 24 hours before it's actually up on the Apple Store. So I will only know 24 hours before you. So I literally cannot give a date, even if I wanted to. But for some of the newer people, just giving you a sneak peek, maybe you do have that iOS and you haven't got a chance to go ahead and play around with it. Going to give you a sneak peek of exactly what that wallet looks like. I think I said it on Moon Monday, but it's still one of my favorite pieces of content. I think it's the music. Really cool. We'll go ahead and play some more content again for some of your newer people. We are having content for days, whether it be my YouTube channel, Joe's YouTube channel. Me and Joe have been doing Infinion on Fridays for 16 months now. It's tons of content anywhere you look. So there's just so much stuff that you have out there going on about us. And then kind of going into something that wasn't talked about yet, or that I was mentioned on Moon Monday, but not official yet. So we have partnered with Growthy. So obviously we know this is crypto. We've been put in touch with more marketing companies than I can count. Growthy was one that we went with because they have a very big proven track record, behind the scenes. And they were just, I guess, the right fit for us to really help us grow our brand. With them, we're going to be holding our first spaces, I think, Tuesday. There's going to be a multitude of different communities there and different tokens there. It's going to kind of be like a crowd-funded thing to get tokens together and get people talking about their brands. Our community sees their tokens, their community see our tokens. And there's just tons of other different things that they're going to be lining for us to really help grow our numbers on Twitter. Bring the 100 holders up to 10,000, which if I'm not mistaken, 10,000 is kind of like I don't know if you want to call it a magic number, but I want to say when you get to 10,000 followers, you definitely start getting even more exposure on top of us having us, again, our gold check mark. So we have landed a solid marketing partners. A lot of people have actually been asking about Liam and CoinPresso, 100% still involved. I actually had a meeting with him Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday morning, whatever morning it was. We had a long meeting. Web 2 we're not going to be doing right now, but there is going to be a point in time here very shortly that we're going to be doing a lot of Web 3, like your CMCs and your CoinGeckos and your DEX tools and different things like that to really push Lunar Pump to the masses. In Infinion, it'll probably be kind of like a combo promo. Like sometimes they'll be running Infinion ads, sometimes they'll be running Lunar Pump ads because they're both just important. Obviously, we want eyes on the blockchain, we want eyes on the token, and we also want eyes on Lunar Pump, especially coming over to Sol. So that's the biggest pieces of news. There's tons of other stuff that we're doing. Unfortunately, I hate saying it because it's said all too often, but contractually, I can't go into detail about everything that we're doing. But just know that we are rocking and rolling to really bring Infinion to the masses. And even though we weren't, I was telling Mr. P before we started, even though we didn't do much spaces this week, this has probably been the busiest week for me, on top of some personal stuff I have going on for Infinion, and to really propel us forward. We had the pre-sale, we launched, we waited for the right time, waited for the right market, and now we're really amping things up from the marketing partners to some other things that we have going on into different products and things like that, again, to really bring Infinion to the masses. But yeah, that's my little kickoff spiel. What if you guys want to kind of jump in and talk about anything that I talked about?
Yeah, obviously there's some things that can't be said at the moment, but just know the things are still being worked on behind the scenes. And when the time is right, we're going to be able to unveil it to you guys, because I feel like a lot of people always want to know everything. And I get it, because I know for a while I was on the other side going, oh man, what's going to happen? When? Just know, for us, the second, and I literally mean the second we get a chance to let you guys know what's going on, we'll be able to share information with you guys, because we always and constantly are trying to get everything out to you guys. But it's all about timing. It's all about things being built on the right time, and or guaranteed 100% things are gonna pull through. Because the last thing we want to do is say we're gonna do something and then turn around back to you guys and go, sorry guys, we're actually not gonna be able to do something. So there are things being worked on. The second it's solidified, we'll be here, and we'll be here to tell you all about it. Trust me, because we're really excited about the future of Infinion and what we're coming out soon. That's being worked on, and that's already been worked on publicly, that you already know about. We're excited about that rolling out as well.
Man, I think if we said we were going to do something and then came out and said we didn't, that would be probably the most shocking thing the community has ever heard. Because that would be the first time that has probably ever happened.
Oh, we were not live.
And for the newer listeners, that's kind of what we built our brand on. We were all part of bigger projects. No one's ever delivered. So for those that aren't familiar, might be tuning in for the very first time, we have everything done pretty much, from our blockchain to our DEX to Lunar Pump Fun, which is our token launcher that's currently on Infinaeon base in BNB. It's going to be going on Sol here in the next few weeks. We have our very own social media site where everyone can actually see us right now. Everyone can actually hop on and talk about all things crypto. Even if you're not associated with Infinion or Lunar Pump, feel free to go ahead and create your account and just, again, talk all things crypto, talk about your project. We have, again, our wallet and just so many more things. I know I'm definitely leaving stuff out. It's hard to even keep
you
track
totally are, dude. You're missing
of everything.
So hard,
Yep. And foundation's built, guys. So we are ready again to start pushing things forward. That's why we're bringing in Growthy. That's why we're getting some other deals wrapped up. There's going to be some more centralized exchanges coming. There's just a whole bunch of things that we're getting really revved up. Again, to just say it all the time, but push Infinion to the masses. Not talking about price movement, but right now we're just the most undervalued thing in crypto, hands down. We are what everyone's looking for. A solid team that's transparent and right here in front of you, talking to you, a team that delivers. Again, we check all the check marks. We do everything right in front of you guys transparently, and we bringing you along the way. All the OG Operation Phoenix holders that are here, they know we literally built the blockchain with you guys from testnet all the way to mainnet. You guys were here when we built our whole ecosystem on BSC. So yeah, guys, it's been a heck of a journey, and we're just literally just getting started. This is like, up until this point, this is like now just, we built the foundation, and now we're starting to actually build the structure. If those that don't know, I'm a big real estate person. So we built the foundation, it's officially there, and now we'll start actually building the structure. And this is going to be a very huge house that we're building.
Yeah, perfect analogy, really. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, no, I just want to say, the greatest part about it is, too, we have an amazing start off. I mean, LunarPump.Fun is absolutely amazing. And I always talk about the green market. As every content creator, we always look for the green market, because that's when things are really crazy and fun. And this green market, I think LunarPump.Fun is going to be an all-star. Just because it answers a question that everyone always has. And every investor eventually comes to the point where they're like, I could load my own project. I could create my own project. I just don't know how to do it, because it's really confusing creating your own project. It's not easy. And with LunarPump.Fun, you can easily do it. You're going to be able to do it on Base, on BNB, on Infinion. And, of course, eventually you'll be able to do it on Sol, which is massive. So you're going to be able to create your own project and throw it into the ecosystem, create social media accounts for that, and you'll be ahead of a project like that within a couple of clicks of a mouse. And this is something that nobody really had. Pump.Fun is a way to do it, but LunarPump.Fun is a way to do it better, properly. And there's just so many things we're adding in. And, of course, it's all about simplicity. It's easy. And it's going to be really alluring the minute people start realizing they can just go on and do that. It's going to be really alluring the second people are like, oh, I can do it. I can make 10 projects if I want to. Like that. It's really easy and simply. And I think that a lot of people want that ease of use. They want that simplicity. They want to have the ability to just create something and do it in 2 seconds. Like they bought a token, they want to have the same ability to create a token, and that's what LunarPump.Fun is going to be. And I think that's going to be a major, major thing. We're going to be seeing some huge tokens launch from LunarPump.Fun that just go into the DeFi ecosystem. Totally unconnected from us, but it's also a part of us, and that's the cool thing about this.
Yeah, and having having that multi-chain option for people like is awesome, and having obviously there's going to be other EVM chains being added to it also, but right now you got Infinion, you got BNB, you got Base, and you got the king of memes coming soon. right, Solana coming soon, baby. I cannot wait. Pump for it. I loving that, man. I loving that when I was making. I was like, yeah, he's got to run away here. They both got to like bolt here because if they get caught, they ain't ever getting to the moon, dude. So they got to be like, fuck this, get out of here.
Yep, of course. Awesome video as usual. But yeah, cannot wait for Soul. And then there's a
Yes, it is. Yeah, it absolutely is going for that GTA style. That's kind of what I did with over with Moonboy. He's kind of been forming because, you know, obviously Lunar Pump is kind of the more cutesy, like Moonboy is kind of the way that's going. A little more, or a little less crude, should I say, but Moonboy, you know, it's kind of no holds barred over there, so he's kind of got a kind of different vibe, different look, a lot more crass. So he's been kind of finding his form as well. But yeah, I'm pumped for Moonboy. I can't wait for that to really get going.
Yep.
I'd absolutely play that game, but it looks like a game trailer, and it looks so fun to play. Like, I wish that was a real game because
yeah,
it
you
looks
know,
amazing.
Moonboy in Fortnite. Hey. I could see Moonboy getting added to Fortnite. How cool would that be? Right.
Yeah, we could hey, why not turn it into a game one day? So we'll anything's possible.
Yes, we are reach across the aisle like that. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, and we already have projects, DDB. We already have projects that people are planning to launch on the Soul side. And again, for those that don't know, I see someone asking about, was it Mr. Bitzel's asking about projections? It's hard to say. It's so hard to predict, but they in my mind are higher than the EVM side just because there's so many more transactions on the Solana side. So it's definitely something that I think will definitely get some traction. So a big part of our marketing strategy with Growthy and the things that we're going to be doing, Lunar Pump Fun is a huge part of the marketing strategy. I actually had like an hour-long strategy meeting with them earlier in the week. And that's a very big part, is pushing Lunar Pump and pushing the Soul version, along with EVM as well, but pushing Lunar Pump to the masses, because this is, again, as everyone knows, a very big product for us. And if you ever thought about launching a token, again, Solana is the place that everyone wants to be. It's the place that everyone wants to launch their tokens. Come up with your idea. AI makes it super easy for you to come up with your graphics, create a Twitter account, and go ahead and launch it. And who knows what'll happen. But yeah.
Yeah, and having Solana like that, you know, as the funnel, bringing people in, and then they realize they get to the launch, or even if they're not aware, they're like, oh, I got more options here. You know, at least then, you know, the light bulb goes off and they can consider, and they go like, hey, I might launch this on maybe ETH too, or not ETH, but, you know, Base or Infinion as well, or something. You know, you never know. So when you bring them in, when you're able to funnel in that way, and that's exactly, you know, why you're saying that, and why the majority of the marketing really needs to go towards Lunar Pump, is because that's the doorway to Solana, which is like the kind of best, most strategic funnel, right? So yeah, I think it's totally smart to do it that way and really push heavy on that, bringing those meme devs in, and that'll drive it.
Yep. And again, building a blockchain and getting adoption is a very hard thing to do. So just building Infinion from scratch is really hard. Again, Lunar Pump is a big platform that we're using to drive people in from Solana, from BSC, from all the places that we're launching on, to really start getting eyes. Because once they're on the platform, Infinion is going to be promoted, the other chains and Lunar, everything's going to be promoted, because it's all one cohesive ecosystem. So, you know, the goal is to really get people over. And we've talked about it before, but once we get them over, we can even do promotions as Infinion grows. You know, launch your token on Infinion, no binding curve, you know, volume fee goes to you, all kinds of different things that we can do to entice people to really start using the Infinion blockchain and definitely starting to create some traction. So it's just kind of our way of kind of getting more of that mainstream adoption and actually getting eyes on it. And like some people talked about when we were discussing all this, is that worst case scenario is that if Lunar Pump is a huge success and generates just even a couple percent of what Pump Fun does, the whole ecosystem is going to explode because of the revenue that's going to be created. And for people that know, and if you don't know, a lot of the revenue, and when I say a lot, I mean vast majority of that revenue, is going to be coming back, whether it be developing Lunar Pump, whether it be to Infinion and the native token. It's just going to be feeding itself continually, which is the whole ecosystem that we built. It's just designed to just keep feeding off of each other and keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's, you know, it just takes one chain to really pop off for other chains to just start, you know, people start going to the other chains. It's kind of like, you know, there's 4 doors and everyone's going through one door. Eventually, people are going to go, you know what? that the line to get in that door is insane. There's 3 other doors. I'll just go through these doors, and that's basically what we're trying to get with here. We're gonna have this. There's probably gonna be one of their chains that really pop off. We don't know what it is. We have zero idea. But there'll be a line to get to those chains of people trying to get in and launch every 2 seconds, and then everyone's gonna go. Well, if everyone's going there, maybe I'll just go on BNB, or I'll go on Infinion, or I'll go on ETH. I'll just launch my project on that. And what that is going to do is going to, once again, it's going to trickle down to the other chains, and then they'll get big and they'll start growing. And they'll have people saying, "Hey, don't go there. That's a huge line. Come over here." And I mean that's gonna that's what's really going to push everything else, especially Infinion as well, because we're the new kid on the block. But what we have to offer, once again, as the ever evolving blockchain or the ever growing blockchain, I think as people get more familiarized with it, they're never going to leave it, because once people are in DeFi, once people are comfortable and familiar with something, they just never want to leave it. They don't want to learn about it, but in this way, they kind of have to by launching their project and going, okay, what's this about? And once they learn about it, they go, oh, I'm good. I'm going to go right here. Layer 2 ETH, with small fees, ever growing blockchain. Yeah, this is where I'll be. Okay, so when the market does turn red, I'll be sitting here nice and pretty, and not falling when prices of, like, let's say Ethereum go down, so on and so forth. So
yeah, and plus
cool thing.
Sorry, I was just going to say, Joe, plus to that point, it's having that extra option then of like the ICO feature and the incentives, and then Lunar Pump Fun, when you're bringing people in that way, it bolsters the Infinion brand as well, just by means of like facilitating all these other launches on whatever chain. So it's like, oh, this is the chain of the guys that built, of the team that built this platform that we're using right now to launch. So even that alone gives it an advantage of people coming in through Lunar Pump over even Base and BNB at times, So once Lunar Pump is delivering, then obviously it lends credibility to the Infinion blockchain and brand. And once they kind of look into that, they'll be like, oh, all right, and that's the kind of thing that like really starts to snowball as well, once that kind of kicks off, So we did have a question there already about the wallet. Looks great. Looking forward to the Apple version. Will there be a browser extension to use the wallet on desktop, laptop as well? I think that might be more of a you question, Sean. You can hear us. You're muted. Okay, he's busy. 1 second. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll find it out. What do you think, Joe?
That's probably a Matt question more than anything else. I mean, if it would be done, it would be done via as an extension. But that's something that I think we even start talking about that, we still have to roll out the Apple, because everyone like myself who has Apple, we just have to wait. So I think once we knock out Apple, then we can talk about adding more to the wallet, and then that potentially might be something. I'm not sure if it's all within like a package deal or not, but I mean I would imagine would be something that we'd even consider talking about after the Apple rollout.
Hey, sorry guys, I was having some audio issues. I should be good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're all good.
Okay. So what was it? What was the question again? I was trying to get it fixed.
It was the Android wallet looks great, and looking forward to the Apple version. Will there be a browser extension to use the wallet on desktop, laptop as well?
More than likely. That is a Matt question, but that's definitely something that we would want. I know I am on my laptop all the time, so I definitely like having those browser extensions. So yeah, that will probably be more than likely something that that we definitely incorporate.
And then we have a question from Only Up. He says, do you guys think that you'll have the option to split liquidity pools and launch on 2 chains at once in the future?
That is definitely something that's possible. It's not in active discussions right now, but it's a very good idea. Actually like that. I'm definitely pretty certain that no one else does that. I want to say right after we release the Sol and of course the ICO on EVM, I think we're going to be integrating video right after. I know Joe is chomping at the bit to go ahead and slide into those DMs and really get that video stuff kicked off. So I want to say that's going to be the next thing, which actually shouldn't take long. And but that's a very good idea. I never really thought about that, to be honest. But yeah, I really like it.
I'm sure it'd be much easier, obviously, across EVM chains. But if you start dabbling with, the likes of Solana and then on somewhere on EVM like that, it gets a little trickier. But I'm sure it'll probably be pretty straightforward. I mean, coming from someone who's not a dev, so that's probably saying straightforward is probably a terrible thing to say, but it would be easier, let's say, than the other ones, right? Than the alternatives.
Yeah, launching on like Base and Solana would probably get a little tricky. Because for those that don't know, the platform is going to kind of be like a whole separate platform. So what you're looking at on my screen right now, that's the EVM platform. Now you will see an icon right next to like Infinion or Base for Solana, but it's just technically going to take you to a different website because they're totally different contracts. They're totally different everything. So yeah, I can definitely see it possible, really possible, at least I'm not a developer, but I can see it possible across the EVM chains. It'll be super simple. Again, launching on like Base and Sol, that might be where it kind of gets a little tricky.
Yeah, and I think we did have another one. Someone was asking about where did I see that? Oh yeah, the launch tab. I believe that's being worked on, Sean, but that'll probably be part of V2, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's in there or not. I have to check, but yeah, that's definitely something that we have at the top of the list if it's not in there. Yeah, because we want to be able to show the tokens that actually launch. Because remember, no marketing has been done for this platform outside of our marketing, my YouTube channel, Joe's YouTube channel, the typical places. So yeah, this is something that we need, especially as we start to move forward. And speaking of that, why we keep the questions rolling in, there is a project coming on BSC this coming Wednesday, I think is going to be the day. Definitely hop on over to that Telegram. Help us out. There's tons of people in there. They're asking questions. Some people are even skeptical of Lunar Pump Fun because they see a lot of tokens with just 5K market caps and, and they don't know who we are. So definitely want to get over there. We're going to go ahead and drop that link. We also can show you a teaser promo for the token that's going to be launching. But yeah, everyone that's part of the Infinaeon army, get over to there. Hopefully want to support the token launching. This is a team that we know. Can we promise what it'll do? No, but we do know there's going to be nothing shady going on with it. So go ahead, hop on over there. And most importantly, help us answer some questions. I know I was actually in there answering some questions with people talking about the platform and concerned about it, different things like that. Because we're one of the few platforms where you're ever going to see people on video talking about it like this. Pump Fun, it's just ghosts behind all those platforms. So it's definitely something that we're fully behind. I'm not looking to do anything shady or crazy on. We're willing to put our faces on it. But as far as that token launching going, I think Mr. P, if you haven't, he can go ahead and drop that link and we can go ahead and watch that teaser.
This is a message for the people of Earth, for those of you still able to comprehend it. Your efforts have not been in vain. Stay strong, stay alive. We are coming.
So yeah, very cool. Of course, some promo art, different things like that. But hop on over. Like I said, he did. Yeah, there you go. It actually commented under all of our stuff. So go ahead and put that in. ICO, I know we've been talking about it a lot. I promise you we're finishing it up. It's at the top of the priority list. Should be out prior to the Sol, but it is integrated into Sol already. So it's going to be on Sol on launch day. So yeah, it is coming soon. And I think where we see it at, I know one of the first projects that we're going to be promoting is Baby Zog doing the ICO. So super excited for everyone to see it in action, see everyone getting, again, that truly fair entry point for the first time ever. Again, the days of everyone getting excited and then getting pissed because sniper bots destroyed them and different things like that will be over with that ICO option.
Yeah, man, and having that on Solana too, when it goes live, that's bullish AF, as they would say. So yeah, man, I'm excited for that.
Yep, Solana's gonna be awesome. Cannot wait for that.
Also, guys, make sure to ask your questions right now. If you're on YouTube, if you guys aren't on YouTube, make sure to head over to YouTube channels to go ask any and all questions that we have available. We got a question from Only Up. He says, question earlier regarding different staking pools that were talked about a while ago.
Yes, so that's different staking pools are going to be coming.
He might be referring to too. I just scrolled back in the chat.
Yeah, I actually did see it when I first got in. But yeah, we are going to be, so we went with the 6-month one first, but we are going to be introducing a 1 month and more than likely a 3 month. Again, there's a couple of things. We got to get the ICO done. We got to get the bits out for the people that are waiting for the bits, and then we can probably transition on to getting the different options of the staking pools. We're quick and we get things done, but again, you can't do everything at once. So we kind of got that priority list. And like I said, we did bring in a different development team to build the Sol side. So that's kind of getting built in tandem. So that should be coming out again at around the same time that the ICO and EVM is coming out. But yeah, guys, go ahead and get those questions ready. We have about 20 more minutes max. And but yeah, definitely want to go ahead and answer all those questions.
Yeah. And I was just going to say, speaking of bits, I know a lot of people have been inquiring about them and what they look like and this and that. So we've kind of all the adverts and stuff that we had prior to pre-sale, they all had different calls to action. So we kind of repurposed a lot of those, got them ready. But for those that aren't familiar, the bits, they're obviously all sold out now, but there is some loose trading going on in the chat and stuff until they actually get airdropped and marketplace and stuff comes and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, this is what they look at, and you can still pick them up if you are looking for one of these. Join the Telegram chat, get in there, drop a message. There has been some good trades. There's been some traded and there has never been an issue so far. So, and we always have someone that can facilitate if that's required to the actual trade. But this is what they're going to look like. Enjoy. Exquisite. I
love it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pat myself in the back, but I really do love how they came out, man, and how they tie into the kind of the blockchain and having them spinning in your wallet, generating new revenue. And for those that aren't sure, they're basically the NFT equivalent. We just kind of rebranded them as bits, blockchain income tokens, and they were a big success. They've been sold out for a minute, huh?
Oh, months now they've been sold out. Yeah, we sold them out pretty quickly. Let's see.
We got a question from Henny. Says, is it possible to structure the Telegram more? As Zoom, it's quite confusing what you guys all build. Something like a link collection?
Okay, so yeah. So in the Telegram, we do have all of those. You just type /filters. We'll show you all the filters in there, Hen. And welcome to the community, by the way. I saw you in there. I saw you making filling a nice fat bag in there one of the days. I fired your message, so that was awesome. And thank you. Welcome to the community. But yeah, if you type /filters, all the filters that we have are on there. And the best resource kind of for the quick heads up, and it's got all our media content in there. It's got how-to videos and everything in there is the white paper. Adam, if you're watching, maybe you can drop it in the comments or I can drop it in there, but it's infinion.com /white paper. And if you type /white paper into the Telegram chat too, that link will pop up for you. And so going in there, we do have a lot of resources and and triggers and this and that for buying all that kind of stuff. But /filters is the best way to see everything that's kind of on offer in there in the Telegram. The whole list will come up for you.
And then we got a question from Infinaeon Ant. He says, are we going to be able to see previously bonded tokens on Lunar Pump Fun at some stage?
Yeah, we had talked about it a little while ago, but yes, 100% that is going to be coming very soon. That it's important to see the tokens that have bonded because there have been multiple tokens that have bonded. So that will definitely be a feature here very shortly.
Thank you, Ant. I appreciate it, brother. And again, a big appreciation from all the community, man, for all the support and rocking this out and, banging it out there. We're actually working on a trigger right now too it'll be /resources. So then in there'll be a Google Drive link to all these videos that you see, all the images that we have, whatever memes we got, all those memes you see on Moonboy and on Lunar Pump and stuff like that. They're all blank as well. So I have all those in blank form. So you can just take those, make whatever memes you want, put in whatever text you want. So we're going to have all of those available too in the Telegram for people to just, tap into. And it would not be a proper Infinion Friday without saying, get your PFPs on. Hey, get your PFP on there. I can see you got your H. I know you're just coming on board, but yeah, anybody else out there, get your PFP on, especially on X. Of course, on here on YouTube as well. But as next week comes and the whole collaboration that we're doing with Growthy at the moment, there's going to be a ton of spaces coming up and a lot of Twitter interaction, Twitter engagement. So it's very important that we get as many people holding and rocking those PFPs as humanly possible, especially when we're going into those spaces. I'll drop the link here as well, actually, in the main Telegram chat. I'll get it right now and I'll drop it here in this chat also for everybody. But yeah, it literally takes 20-30 seconds. You upload your own PFP, small little pinch, position it to scale it and whatever, and download, and you're done. But if you are doing it through Telegram, open it up in your browser because the download won't work if you do it kind of the way it's still in Telegram before you go to the browser. So do that if you're having issues. That is a common issue that we are having. So but yeah, get them rocking. I'll drop the link in there.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I missed about not having spaces this week is hounding everyone for not having their PFPs. So definitely make sure you go ahead, hop on over. I see you dropped it, and get those PFPs. Also, we skipped a question too with the Infinion debit card. Definitely talking to a couple of different places. It will no doubt be coming. Everything we're doing, it just makes sense to go ahead and have a debit card as well. So it will definitely come. There we go. PFP generator in this chat as well.
There it is. I put it from Joe's, so when it blocks up his face, it's still Joe there. That's my way around it.
There you go. Smart move.
It's the workaround. Once again, guys, if you guys any more, we're just about to wrap up. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to ask a question if you have any more. We do these Infinion Friday every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, roughly. And Mondays, we have Moon Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely make sure to hop over whenever you do have our live streams. And if you're on YouTube, you can hit the follow button, put that notification on all so you'll be notified on YouTube. And if you're on Twitter, just hit the follow button. And then whenever we do the notification on it, you'll be notified via Twitter. So there's definitely ways to be notified when we do our lives. And we definitely try to answer every single all questions that you guys have on here. Not only that, though, if you guys have a question of the week, you can easily hop on the Infinion Telegram. We have Infinion Telegram, Infinion Discord, Infinion Reddit, so you can hop on there and say hi and see what's going on.
We're also on Twitch too, right? We're streaming on Twitch too.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's our account, but we always have one viewer on Twitch. So if it's not our account, we have a dedicated Twitch viewer. So shout out to you, whoever you are.
All right. The lone wolf out there. I love it. Hell yeah.
But yeah, across all the platforms, we're at almost 200 viewers. So very solid. And yeah, hopefully we come back Moon Monday and break some even more records. It must be a better time maybe because we tend to get a little bit more viewers on Moon Monday. So I don't know if it's the time frame or what.
Can be a little iffy, everybody's kind of like, I'm off work early, woo, let's go, they're talking about, especially crypto people, because man, during the week it's a slog. But for us, man, I don't even know what weekends are anymore, to be honest, personally, but I'm sure you guys are the same. But all right, there. Oh, someone just made me a new PFP. Would you look at that? In the main Telegram chat? Is that? Thanks, Mr. Bitzel. Appreciate it, brother.
That's a question from a car. Oh, sorry.
Like, no, go ahead. I was just gonna say it's an amazing picture of me right there. But yeah, go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
We got a question from McCarty. He says, "Is the bridge working? Can't bridge not on SafePal trust in wallet?"
So to my knowledge, I don't think there is. Matt, if you're around, definitely shoot Matt a DM. He will not DM you first. Clarify that, but go ahead and shoot Matt a DM. Yeah. So Taz is saying bridges working. If you are having problems, like I said, go ahead and shoot Matt a DM. He always takes care of everyone and make sure that everyone's taken care of and any issues that you have, they get resolved.
And speaking of that, anybody going into the Telegram, like as this has been ramping up over time, the amount of scammers that just monitor that Telegram chat. So always be very careful. No one from the team will ever DM you in there. So just be mindful of that. And also, if you do have premium in there, I'm not sure a lot of people know, but you can put a setting on so that if any like random person that you do not know tries to call you or send you a DM, it'll just auto archive it. So it's kind of a little protective feature if you want to put that on too. But yeah, no one will ever DM you for sure.
It'll be funny because sometimes I'll get a DM from the other guys that's a fake one, and I mean after a while, like if you're in Telegram enough, you can tell like which one's not real, which one's who's real, which one's not real, and it's super obvious. And like, hey man, I have an emergency, and they spell like have like incorrectly, they missed the A, and then you're like, all right,
Right. Oh, they're cute, man. Oh, Picardo got back. He said Infinion wallet. I mean, well, maybe it was that to do with that. Was that what he was asking about? I'm not sure.
So you're saying that the bridge isn't working on the wallet? Okay. Again, DM at Rebel Matt, and let's see if there's a known issue with that. And don't forget as well, on Twitter, anyone message you and you don't see this, it is 100% not us. Good indicator. Got that gold check mark.
Oh, someone just, I wasn't familiar with this, but maybe this is something we could do. Just suggestion. In another group, they had a feature on their website to verify the team. You copy and pasted their @name from Telegram, and it told you if they were a team member or not. Interesting. What was that site, K, man? What was the name of it? I'd like to just see how that looks or what exactly it is.
All right, so it does look like there's an issue, I guess, with the not issue, but something going on with the wallet, a known issue. So yeah, so it looks like they are being worked on to see if it's the DApp guys or the wallet. So that will get resolved soon. Though Matt's a beast. He works overtime getting all those issues solved.
Look at that for service, huh? My God, someone even asked the question. It's already been done, bro.
Top notch customer service. Okay,
Alrighty,
so that's good. And okay, good. If Matt's not aware, I know Matt's watching. So if he's not aware, Matt, it is happening on SafePal as well. So maybe it is an issue with the DApp if it's happening on a different wallet as well.
All right, I think that looks like the majority of the questions we got. I think for today, right? I mean, it looks pretty good.
Absolutely. We're gonna go ahead and end the live stream. Join us this Monday on Moon Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, roughly. Us Go Joe, DeFi Sean, and Mr. Pixel. And we'll see you guys on the moon.